Did your mom marry Mr. Rogers?
No, Mr. Johnson.
Have you ever watched The Breakfast Club and felt like there was something deeper, something hidden just beneath the surface? What if I told you that behind the scenes, this beloved classic was filled with intense drama, shocking secrets, and mind-blowing facts that most fans have never heard? From unscripted moments that changed cinema history to real-life tension that nearly ruined the film, these 11 little-known facts will make you see The Breakfast Club in a whole new light. Let's dive in. But be warned, some of these revelations might just leave you speechless. 1. The entire movie was almost never made. It's hard to imagine a world without The Breakfast Club, but did you know the studio nearly pulled the plug before filming even started? Universal Pictures was skeptical about a teen drama set almost entirely in one room. They thought it would be boring. It took director John Hughes just 2 days to write the entire script, but convincing the studio to greenlight the project? That was a whole different battle. And here's the kicker. Hughes's initial aspiration was to develop The Breakfast Club into a series that would follow the characters through various milestones in their lives, exploring their evolving relationships and personal growth. However, the film's unexpected impact and resonance with audiences drastically altered the trajectory of both the characters and Hughes' career. What transpired post-release not only solidified The Breakfast Club as a cultural touchstone, but also redefined the representation of youth in cinema. 2. The Brat Pack, drama behind the scenes. The cast of The Breakfast Club became known as part of the infamous Brat Pack, but their off-screen friendships were not as tight as they seemed. There were real tensions between Judd Nelson, Bender, and some of the other cast members, especially Molly Ringwald, Claire. Nelson was so deep into his rebellious character that he refused to break character between takes. His method acting became so intense that director John Hughes almost fired him for harassing Molly Ringwald off camera. If it weren't for the other actors stepping in, we might have had a completely different Bender. But Nelson wasn't the only one causing chaos on set. 3. That iconic fist pump? Totally improvised. What makes a movie moment truly unforgettable? Few scenes in film history capture raw emotion quite like Judd Nelson's triumphant fist pump at the end of The Breakfast Club. But did you know this iconic gesture wasn't in the script? In a spontaneous burst of emotion, Nelson improvised the moment, sealing his character's defiant victory. Director John Hughes, recognizing its authenticity, kept it in the final cut, turning a split-second decision into a lasting symbol of teenage rebellion and self-discovery. That single fist pump still resonates with audiences today, embodying the power of finding your voice. But this wasn't the only improvised moment that nearly never happened. Some of the most legendary scenes in cinema were completely unplanned, proving that sometimes the best moments aren't written at all. 4. The confession scene was completely unscripted. One of the most poignant and powerful moments in the film unfolds when the characters gather in a tight circle, their faces etched with a mix of vulnerability and yearning as they pour their hearts out about their deepest personal struggles. In a twist that surprises many, that entire scene was completely improvised. Director Hughes urged the actors to delve into the depths of their characters' emotions, encouraging them to speak from the heart with unfiltered honesty. The outcome is nothing short of breathtaking. A raw, visceral moment that encapsulates the profound pain, confusion, and vulnerability that often accompany the tumultuous teenage years. It's no wonder that this scene continues to resonate with audiences, echoing their own experiences of adolescence. But if you thought that level of intensity was remarkable, just wait until you hear the story behind the movie's soundtrack. 5. Don't You Forget About Me was almost never recorded. What would The Breakfast Club be without its unforgettable anthem, Don't You Forget About Me, by Simple Minds? Hard to imagine, right? But believe it or not, this iconic track almost never made it into the film. Originally written with Billy Idol in mind, the song was turned down by multiple big-name artists who just didn't see its potential. When Simple Minds finally agreed to record it, reluctantly, they had no idea they were creating a song that would define a generation. And while the soundtrack became legendary, the making of The Breakfast Club was anything but smooth. Behind the scenes, tensions ran high, with creative clashes and on-set drama that could rival the film's own storyline. So, what really happened during production? And how did a song that was almost forgotten become one of the most unforgettable hits of the 80s? Let's dive into the story behind the film's magic. 6. Molly Ringwald and Emilio Estevez were supposed to play different roles. It's hard to believe, but in an alternate version of The Breakfast Club, Molly Ringwald was initially slated to portray Allison, the enigmatic basket case, while Emilio Estevez was supposed to embody the brash and rebellious Bender. Director John Hughes ultimately decided to swap their roles, as he struggled to find the perfect actor to fit the part of Andrew, the quintessential jock. Can you imagine the dynamic of the film if Ringwald had captured Allison's quirky essence and Estevez had taken on Bender's edgy persona? It's a fascinating twist to think about. The casting process was almost turned upside down again when a major Hollywood star stepped into the audition room, adding yet another layer of intrigue to the film's iconic lineup. 7. John Cusack was almost cast as Bender. In an intriguing twist of casting history, John Cusack, known for his iconic role in Say Anything, was initially slated to portray the rebellious Bender in The Breakfast Club. However, the studio ultimately decided that Cusack's laid-back charm didn't quite capture the raw edge they envisioned for the character. This led to the casting of Judd Nelson, whose intense portrayal of Bender became emblematic of the film. Nelson's fierce commitment to embodying the troubled teen not only brought depth to the role, but also led to some significant tensions on set, as his dedication to the character often blurred the lines between his performance and reality. 8. The cast and crew almost froze on set. During the filming, the cast and crew braved the biting chill of an abandoned high school gymnasium, where the unforgiving cold seeped in through the cracked windows and unheated spaces. Between takes, they often huddled together, their breath visible in the frosty air like small clouds escaping their lips. If you watch closely, you can catch glimpses of this shared struggle on screen. The true test of their endurance, however, lay in the wardrobe. The entire film unfolds over a single day, meaning the cast had to wear the same clothes day after day. This commitment to authenticity required not just physical resilience, but also a remarkable dedication to their characters and the story being told. Talk about a level of commitment that truly stands out. 9. The school in the movie was actually destroyed. The high school featured in the film was a real institution, yet it now stands as a mere memory, as it was ultimately demolished. The Breakfast Club remains one of the last remnants of this once vibrant location, capturing a slice of its existence for future generations. There's something haunting about realizing that the backdrop of such an iconic film, filled with teenage angst and memorable moments, has vanished into oblivion, leaving us only with the nostalgia of its captured essence. It's kind of eerie knowing that the setting of such an iconic movie is gone forever. 10. The library wasn't real. Surprisingly, in a fascinating twist, the sprawling library where students endure their detention was, in fact, not a genuine library at all. Due to the limitations of available school libraries, the film crew constructed an elaborate set from the ground up within the cavernous confines of an abandoned school gymnasium. This meticulously designed space, complete with towering shelves filled with meticulously arranged books, created an atmosphere brimming with both knowledge and nostalgia. It's astonishing to consider that one of the most iconic cinematic backdrops in history was merely a carefully crafted illusion, designed to transport viewers into a world of endless discovery. It's crazy to think that one of the most iconic movie settings in history was just a set. 11. There was almost a sequel, but it never happened. John Hughes once contemplated creating a sequel to The Breakfast Club that would explore the lives of its beloved characters as adults, offering a glimpse into how their fateful Saturday detention shaped their futures. However, creative differences between Hughes and Judd Nelson ultimately led to the abandonment of this ambitious project. Reflecting on the film years later, Hughes expressed his conviction that The Breakfast Club should remain a singular moment in time, capturing one transformative day that altered the trajectory of those young lives forever. Perhaps he was right. That singular day encapsulated the essence of adolescent struggle and growth, resonating with audiences in a way that could never be replicated. And there you have it, 11 shocking facts about the Breakfast Club that most fans never knew. Which fact surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments.